As many of you know, I'm a big fan of handheld gaming. I love the Vita, but I'm also looking out for what's next. What could be really good and interesting to play next? For me, I feel like the Steam Deck is just too big to really be portable. And the Switch Lite, it's got a great library, but it's been not very comfortable to hold, and the battery is really rubbish actually, especially compared to the Vita. A few months ago, I saw that the AYN Odin was listed on Indiegogo. This is a new Android handheld that is actually awesome. It's pretty cheap, it's $200 is what I paid for it. And I absolutely love this device. It's a really powerful handheld, it's got an excellent battery, like really long battery. I got the Pro model. There's 3 different models you can choose from: a Pro, a Lite, and a standard version. I chose the Pro version because it's wanted a bigger battery and I wanted the device to be more powerful to be able to play more games. It's got around a 6-inch screen, a really nice, beautiful screen, really massive, and also really kind of touching the bezel, really small bezels in terms of the top and bottom of the device. The sticks and the side of the device light up, which is nothing really, it doesn't add to the device and functionality, but it's just a cool little feature. And this device really feels built for gamers. It's comfortable to hold, really comfortable with these back handles that you can see. You can remap controls when it comes to games, so if you're playing an Android game with touchscreen, you can remap the controls on the screen so that you can start applying the buttons to actually the games. And this works really well, surprisingly well. There's a lot of options available. So for example, when you're using the right stick to move the camera around, there's different options you have available in terms of how you want the right stick to behave. It's actually really impressive and really well thought out. And you can also download different profiles in terms of for different games, and save profiles as well, so that you can make sure that you're always using the right configuration for your games. Very impressed with that feature, by the way. I think it's actually works so well. Playing Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, it works awesomely. And you can use that, of course, also for things like remote play for PlayStation. And like I said, it just works so well. It's really well designed. You've got different modes as well for the handheld, so you can play in standard mode, but there's also performance mode and there's also high performance mode. And you can hear the fan going when you put on high performance mode. Personally, I've been playing more with standard mode, but if you do want to get more power out of a device, if you do want to get kind of more from it, then you can go into performance mode. Personally, I found it works really well, even just staying in standard. You've also got the option for FPS monitor in case you want to see the frames per second for each of the games you're playing. And actually, it's more interesting to have this, especially when it comes to emulation on this thing. I don't really necessarily need it, but it is interesting to see the frames per second when it comes to emulating PS2 or GameCube games. Now, obviously this is a device for gaming. It is an Android handheld, so you can download different apps from the Google Play Store, but there's really 3 uses of this device for me when it comes to gaming. So the first one is Android gaming. So like I said, Genshin Impact or other games you can download from Google Play and play them on the device. It works really well. It actually plays awesomely. Some games don't seem to be available, so I remember on my Nvidia Shield, I was able to download Borderlands 2 and the Borderlands pre-sequel. And they, for some reason, aren't available on this. But there's loads of games on the Android marketplace. Some are good, some are a bit not so good. Obviously, you've got lots of the free-to-play rubbish there, but you have got things like Knights of the Old Republic and lots of other kind of impressive games there. For me, that's not probably what this device will be used for, although I do enjoy Call of Duty Mobile and Genshin Impact, so I think I would prefer to play it on this rather than adding a controller to my phone. One thing really impressive is emulation. So that's kind of the second gaming use of this device. There are lots of devices out there that can emulate old hardware. I've already featured loads of times the Ambinic devices on my channel, and they can normally go up to pretty well doing PS1. PSP and Dreamcast have been hit or miss when trying to run on those devices. For the Vita itself, when it comes to emulation, it can do PSP obviously perfectly. You can do N64 and N64 pretty well, but it won't do Dreamcast well yet. Maybe that'll change in the future. For the Odin, it can emulate all the way up to PS2 and Wii, and it does it really well. So on the screen now, you can see me playing PS2 games on my Odin. The frames per second is coming out at 60 frames per second on pretty much all the games I tested. It's really impressive. Like, I've not seen a device that can do PS2 games so well as this, especially in terms of a small handheld. You can also emulate GameCube, N64, Dreamcast, PSP, and all the retro devices before them. You can also do Wii, but I found that it's a bit choppy when it comes to Wii emulation. And maybe that's me needing to mess around with the settings a bit more to try and figure out what the best configuration is for some of the games. But for Wii, I found it's not great. But like I said, PS2, it is really impressive, just really amazing how well it plays. And so it just kind of, games like Zone of Enders 2, which I never actually got a chance to play on the PS2, being able to download that and having it on a handheld, that's kind of exciting actually. I really love how capable this device is when it comes to things like that. I think the third use of the device when it comes to gaming is streaming. So Xbox Cloud, PlayStation Remote Play, that's where I think again this device really shines. I've been playing a lot of the Game Pass games on this device. So I got a 1-month subscription to Game Pass when I got this, when I got the Odin, just to try it out, and I've been really impressed with it. I've been playing Hitman 3, Nobody Saves the World, Outer Wilds, and it plays amazingly. They run really well, and it's really exciting. It basically replaces any need for me to ever get an Xbox. So, you know, I love that this is available, and you know, as someone that kind of always looked at Game Pass and thought it's really cool. I wish I wish I could play more of it. This kind of just gives me that on a dedicated handheld. I could have done it on my phone, but it's always kind of, my phone battery is always an area of consideration when it comes to gaming and streaming games on it. I love that I've got a dedicated device that I can use for game streaming, and that it's got this beautiful big screen, really great controls as well. The controls feel excellent. The device feels excellent to hold. The buttons and the analog sticks feel great. The D-pad feels great. I think the only thing I am not a fan of in terms of the buttons and the controls is the L1, R1 buttons. The L2, R2 triggers are great. They're really good to hold. But the L1, R1, they feel a little bit stiff. The kind of, when you press them down, the movement isn't massive. But other than that, it is awesome. And this really feels like a proper device built for gamers. You know, where it's got those extra features in terms of mapping the controls, where you can play so many different systems in emulation on this device, where you can stream pretty much any gaming system you want, like Steam or Xbox or PlayStation. This does so much, and for the price, I think it's brilliant. You know, $200. I think it will be a little bit more now that it's now that the Indiegogo campaign is finished. But I think this is absolutely worth it. I'm actually just in love with this device. I think it's just superb. You know, if you like emulation gaming, then this is better than anything else I've played that's out there in terms of a proper handheld. If you like streaming on Xbox or PlayStation, then again, this is just a great device with really, really good controls and really fast internet as well. So, so in terms of the latency, I'm not feeling like I'm getting disconnected a lot, or there's lots of issues in terms of glitches or pauses in the game. And if you enjoy Android gaming, of course, you've got that option as well. But guys, I really recommend the AYN Odin. If you're looking for something new, if you're interested in kind of emulation gaming, then this is an awesome device. It is a little bit big, so in terms of portability, I think it's not something I could put in my pocket and play, but I absolutely think this is an awesome device, and definitely something worth considering if you're interested in Android gaming or emulation gaming, or if you just want to kind of give your phone a break instead of using that all the time when it comes to your gaming. So guys, let me know in the comments, have you checked out the AYN Odin? What do you think of it? Have you picked it up? You know, have you been playing it? Do you enjoy it? Leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.